Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Proficiency Bonus. This is Delvin Dash, number 8, as we are live tonight. Thank you guys for being patient with us as we had several weeks off during the holidays, but we are kicking it back tonight. Unfortunately, Ani, who plays Raz, is not able to be with us tonight. So we hope that you're resting and doing well, Ani. And we are going to go ahead and continue on in our story. But first of all, I'd like to throw out a couple quick shout outs to Team MZ and also to Twitch and Streamlabs for all their support and allowing us to be affiliated with them. Also want to throw out a big shout out to DiceBard, who are our official sponsors. You can check them out at dicebard.com to get some really cool dice, and if you use the coupon code PROBO, you can get free expedited shipping on your order. So make sure you check out DiceBard today. While we are kind of chilling out and hanging out here, we don't have our normal intro video, so again, we've got Stumpy from chat, Jamie, who's going to take it away for us to recap episode number 7.
Last time on Insight Check, or not Insight Check, Delvin Dash.
Wait,
I'm so bad at this.
What show is this?
I'm lost. It's been a long week, everybody. All right. Last time on Delvin Dash.
We broke the stream already.
I had to breathe. Sorry.
Our party finished fighting a bunch of troglodytes, from which they continued down their adventure towards the next room of the cavern, or cave, something. In that room, they found the troglodyte leader, along with some other troglodytes. Vix tried to sneak in, only to be thwarted by his party members, and the fight ensued. The boss was killed in one hit by our loving turtle, and then the rest of the troglodytes were taken out. From there, we did some other things that made some party members uncomfortable. We found some items, and we continued farther into the cave.
That was pretty impressive there, Stumpy from chat.
Thanks. If only I remembered the name of the show, because I'm only in 2.
And thanks for the bits, Blitz Graybeard, in honor of Confused Stumpy. So thank you.
Hey, thanks.
So yeah, our party is currently in these caves. I'm going to turn off the nice calm music and put on our dripping cave ambiance as we continue farther into the cave. Is there anything that you guys wanted to do or maybe backtrack on? Or it's been a few weeks, so I didn't know if there was anything else that you guys wanted to do. And one thing that I forgot to mention, we didn't mention at the end of last stream, but all of our characters have leveled up to level 3 after the encounter with the troglodyte boss and his little clan of hunters. So they are all level 3 characters now as they continue their delve, following these two bullywog frog humanoid individuals, heading down in search of this Miss May character who has something to do with the missing coal from the Lockjaw dredging ship.
I would like to carry the head as a gift for this Miss May, showing that we killed a problem of theirs.
Okay. So you're going to keep the head of the troglodyte boss?
For now, yes.
Okay. So Franklin the turtle is carrying around a lizard creature's head, still freshly dripping some blood.
Vix would make sure to keep a wide arc away from Franklin. Vix is uncomfortable.
Raz is kind of looking at, keeping that one eye on Franklin at all times. I think like she normally does.
And Silver's just making sure that nothing else is coming down in these tunnels that are entering this room, so...
Okay.
So we decide to keep moving.
Okay. So, as you are moving, you can see that the tunnel ahead starts to descend downward. kind of a natural ramp that leads down into what appears to be possibly a lower level of caverns here. And as you head down, it starts to get warmer in this area. And all of a sudden, there is this vast amount of steam that almost starts to protrude from various natural cracks in the sides of each side of the cavern wall. And you all kind of just disappear within this steam. It's very warm, and those of you that, I don't think any of you can sweat. Because I think you guys are all reptilian or amphibious in some way. So I don't know that you can. But if you could, you would be sweating. I think maybe Raz would be the only one showing maybe physical signs of that.
So
Well, the steam is probably making us all damp.
At least damp, but if you could sweat, it'd feel like you were in a sauna, you know?
Silver's definitely uncomfortable in the heat, though.
Oh yeah. Silver's probably, that's not his forte.
No.
But it's almost as if you continue walking and the cavern itself just almost disappears. And you're left in this void that seems to be dark in the distance, but all you can see is this cloud of what appears to be fog. Kind of like if somebody had a bunch of dry ice around and you just had this looming fog just all around you. You guys all start hearing the draconic voices in your heads.
Oh, not again! Not again! Not again! Oh, no!
And this time you see someone start walking towards you with a deep, dark cloak covering with this shroud over the top of the hood, over top of the head. A big hood. You can't see the face of this individual. Black cloak that just drapes all the way down and disappears into the foggy ground. Appears to be walking towards you, but you're not sure if it's walking or if it's hovering towards you.
Pull out my weapon. Does it react at all to me pulling out my weapon?
As soon as you pull out your weapon, you see it stop moving towards you. And it holds out its hand in front of you as if to almost like tell you to stop.
Who are you?
Are you speaking in Draconic or are you speaking in Common?
I would probably do common first.
Okay. You don't get a reply as it slowly puts its hand down next to its side.
I will try to say the same thing in Draconic. See if you're...
You just hear a voice in Draconic say, Silver, you have come. You have grown. You've been chosen.
Chosen for what?
For a great triumph. It will be held at bay for some time, but it will reveal itself. But first, you must wield a weapon of shadow. Did you hear my wife that time?
Yeah.
Where do I get a weapon like this.
He points towards your. Did you sheathe your scimitar?
It's still at my side.
Okay, he points down at the weapon by your side.
I look at it.
As you raise it up, he starts to speak. Your weapon will be forged by shadow. He starts to walk a little closer to you.
Do we all see this?
Yeah, you're all there.
I run up and try to stab it with a dagger.
Okay? You do?
It's trying to hurt. So,
I move up and stand between the figure and Silver because the voice told me to protect.
Okay. So you stand in front. Vix runs quickly. Go ahead and make an attack against it, Vix, as you're running up.
that's a 22.
Okay, roll your damage.
Do we have our abilities?
You do.
I am going to expend a bardic inspiration to use psychic blades and deal an extra 2d6 damage.
Okay, so you watch Vix running up and just driving a dagger. What you feel is it just disappears into this creature's cloak, and you watch as the darkness itself almost breaks apart a little bit. And some of it wraps around you, Vix, as you're pouring in everything towards this creature, even taking your abilities to pour in this psychic onslaught with your attack. And this black kind of mystical tendril starts to wrap around you, and then all of a sudden it blasts you across the way. Like you just go flying into the cloudy mist beyond Silver and Raz and Franklin as you go flying over their head, just
Is it possible to try and catch him with my terrible dex?
Oh yeah, go ahead, make a dex check as he is flying over top of you. He's a little bit high, so it's going to be a reach.
Well, I'm also 6'8",
Yeah,
so...
yeah. Not in my house.
Does a 15 grab him?
A 15 just grabs him by his tail.
And then I will, like, put him on the back of my head as if I'm carrying him.
Okay.
Does he still have the head in his hands?
In my other hand, yes. I dropped my quarterstaff.
I jump off. I faceplant into the ground.
Face plant right next to him. As you
and then I'll pick up my quarterstaff.
The creature just like looked at Vix when it did that, and it just stared at him almost, and then looks back towards all of you, and is actually just nodding his head. Just looks at you, Silver. They listen well.
That's good to know, I guess. It's okay, guys. I think we're okay. As I put my hand on Franklin's shoulder.
Okay, because I was charging up for another run forward to stab him.
Vix, no, Vix, we're fine.
Awesome. So he looks towards Franklin, and in Draconic he gestures towards Silver's sword. Says, "Do you mind?"
Do I mind what? In Draconic.
He looks back at Silver and, "Maybe you can communicate better with this beast than I."
Are you wanting my sword? And I kind of hold out my sword to him, or to it.
Yeah, you watch as he opens the part of his cloak, and he just does a gesture with his hand, and then this dark cloud kind of with purplish energy just starts to puff out a little bit, and you see this solid black anvil on a pedestal in front. of him. Your weapon, forged with shadow.
That is pretty cool. I set my sword on the anvil.
Okay. You set your sword down, and
Yeah.
you can see that some of this purplish clouded energy starts to come off the anvil and starts to slowly surround your weapon. And you see he, out from under his cloak, as this purplish energy and smoke, dark clouds of this dust come out, and he's holding on to this hammer. And you watch as he takes his hand up really high and just smacks down upon the sword, and these purple sparks just go as he forges again. And then he takes his other hand, and you watch as this purple fire comes from underneath his cloak. You can't even see his hands, like his cloak covers him up. This purple fire just emerges around your weapon. And then he takes it and grasps it and holds it up. You watch as this purple flame starts to shoot out of the back end of your scimitar. And then all of a sudden you see this dark form of what appears to be another blade starting to emerge out of the back. And then he sets it back down onto the anvil, and you watch him hit it a few more times. Sparks just flying everywhere. Some of them just showering you guys with this purplish energy. They're not hot, though. Actually rather cool to the touch. And then he holds up this weapon, smoking with a black, dark smoke and gleaming with a purplish energy. Weapon forged with shadow. To save those trapped in shadow. And he holds it back out to you. And what he just created is a double-bladed scimitar that looks much like, Darth Maul's double-sided lightsaber. And he holds it out towards you, Silver.
I'll reach out with both hands and grab it. It's solid, correct?
Oh yeah, it's solid. You can feel it. It's very cold to the touch. And looking at you, he says, "We learn from all experience. Some old, some new. This weapon..." He looks back at Vix.
Is there some sort of problem with people who have shadows connected to them?
I am aware of you. You have been given your skills as a gift as well. A gift to lead and to stop your cowering. It's time you stepped out of your comfort zone, little one.
But I like my comfort zone.
Stop hiding in shadow. Use the shadow to lead to greatness.
That's a lot of pressure.
He looks over towards Franklin. You continue to protect. You are powerful. Power is needed for the task at hand.
What might that task be?
It will all be revealed in shadow.
I can't see in the dark.
ghost cannot. And he looks towards you again, Silver, and he says, use skills that you've learned in the past, but patient in the present and always focused on the future.
Wait a minute, I'm kind
I
of
will.
confused. Who are you? Why should we trust you? You're a random person in a cave.
I am not in a cave. I am bound in chains.
It looks like a cave.
He's bound in shadow.
So as the guy starts backing away, you can see the anvil just disappear from the pedestal. And the pedestal disappears almost simultaneously. You watch as he starts to back, he gets transparent in form. And right as he gets to a part where he's about to drift out of this cloudy mist, you guys are all watching. All of a sudden, watch as his hand reaches up to his hood, slowly grabs the front of the hood, begins to slowly pull back his head. And then you see all of a sudden, within a glimmer in a split second, this form just go, ah! And it's
I'm running in the opposite direction.
and you guys all see what looks to be the head of an ancient silver dragon.
No, 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 no.
And then you all wake up on the floor of the cavern, right where you began to descend.
Ah! No, 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 no.
If you'd
I'm running
like,
out of the cavern.
if you'd like, this could count as a long rest for each of you, because you've been
Oh.
asleep for quite some time.
All right, awesome. I got my wild sheets back.
That's great.
You were all there, you were all present, you all experienced it, and you all were basically passed out.
I'll
I'm
look
hitting the
down.
feet.
Do I see my weapon
Yes.
near me?
Uh-huh.
I pick it up.
Looks nice.
Start doing some twirls with it,
Yeah.
checking its weight.
Oh, it's nicely balanced, good weight. You can see that the blades themselves are probably a little bit shorter than a normal scimitar blade, but that's just to make it so that the person who's wielding it could have more control over it. If you had the blades a little bit too heavy, I think it would be offset a little bit. It has a little bit of a longer handle in the middle, so you could have two hands on it if you needed to.
Yeah, it's a two-handed weapon.
Yeah.
Anybody want this shield now?
I'm halfway down
Just
the
gotta
hallway
take
already.
I just set the shield down if no one wants it.
Okay, just putting the shield down, leaning up against the
Don't
side of
need
the
that
cavern.
You just bought that too.
I know. Vix, where you going?
Well, I was running away, but I can't remember which path we took.
We have to continue down. We have a job to do still.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
One thing that you guys do notice, the bullywogs are no longer with you.
Can I make a survival check to see if their tracks go anywhere?
Oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
That's a natural 1.
You're a little too traumatized by the whole situation that just occurred, Franklin. You're not really sure. You're like looking around. You see tons of tracks and just smears and everything all around. And the blood from the head that you've been carrying has just been like being all nasty on the ground, and you guys have been stepping in it and stuff and just like messing up everything that's on the ground right now. That lingering smell of dung from the troglodyte area is just still very powerful and pungent.
Could I try again at disadvantage?
Raz is still with us too, by the way, correct?
She is, yeah. She's
Okay.
kind of looking around. She's worried about the frog creatures being missing, but is just looking at you like, what was that all about? Because she's trying to still figure out if it was all real, if it really happened. What is this? She just can't wrap her head around it.
So we're gonna keep going down.
I suppose so.
Is there an option?
I mean, we can go back up, but again, our mission was to deal with this. Plus, we're missing our friends that seem to be gone now.
Fine. If you are so worried about your little frogs, we'll go find them.
Raz just kind of chimes in and is like, we probably should, but be a little careful. You know, they did try to, attack us on the ship.
Yeah, we'll keep that in mind as we continue forward.
All right. So you guys head down, and you get to an area of the cavern that breaks off into two directions. It almost seems like the area of the cavern, one area goes to the right, and it looks like there is an open room about maybe 30 feet in, and it looks like the other cavern goes straight and then makes a right after about 60 feet. They may lead into the same room, you're just not 100% sure. And you notice that as you come down this area, it's starting to get a little warmer in this cave, which is kind of odd. You'd think if you were going deeper into the ground, it would get a little bit cooler, but it seems to get a little bit warmer as you keep descending down.
Vix is unfazed by the heat.
Could I check and see which path looks to be more traveled?
Sure. Yeah, you can make a. I guess it'd probably be a survival check as well.
That'll be a 19.
Oh yeah. Honestly, the one that you guys come across first, that leads off to the right into an open room, seems to be the one that's most traveled. The other one actually looks like it's barely used. You guys head in that direction then?
I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
You guys head into what looks like to be a large chamber. It opens up, and you notice to the right of you there is a decent amount of light pouring in from a chamber that leads to the north. And as you come out into this chamber, probably about 80 feet to the right in front of you, you can see there is looks like a crude wooden pedestal, and on the pedestal is some type of brazier, and inside the brazier is flame, and it's sitting in just the middle of kind of like an entrance to a cavern. Hey, thank you so much for the subscription. We appreciate that. Who was that? Chris Hansen, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that.
Is there anything else in this room that we can see from the
you can
entrance?
see a couple natural pillars that seem to be going from floor to ceiling. You see what appears to be just piles of different kinds of dirt and rubble. Doesn't seem to be much going on in this area. just this weird pedestal with a burning brazier in the middle of an area that leads to the north. There is an opening that leads to the east, but beyond this brazier. The brazier seems to be more placed in the center of the path leading to the north.
Can I check for traps before entering this room? See if there's any.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, make an investigation check as you're looking around.
17.
17. From what you can gather, it doesn't look trapped. The only thing really of significance is that brazier and the path leading off to the east.
Oh, this is kind of an odd room for a random brazier to be lit in, don't you think?
I don't see a problem.
I'm gonna light a torch with the brazier.
Okay, so you're gonna get. So you approach the brazier, and
Yes.
when you do, you can see a little bit beyond to the north. It looks like there is a tunnel that leads to the north, and you can see maybe a pillar that separates the tunnel, and it goes off into the right and left a little bit. You can see into the tunnel just perfectly, and it looks rather clean for a cavern. As you light your torch, hold it above your head. Hey, Victoria, thanks for the bits.
It seems normal for this to be here. I would put one right here, too.
Well, if you say so, then I guess we're continuing forward.
Okay, are you going north or are you going east?
Did one look more traveled?
Make a perception check for me, Silver.
Okay. 9.
9.
Yeah.
The brazier sits in almost the entrance to the northern cave, and beyond it, it looks very clean. Like, it's strange. Why? Like, the walls are clean, the floor is clean, and as far as you can see, back where the light is kind of shining into there, is just clean walls. Nothing compared to what you saw upstairs, on the first floor of this cavern complex. The eastern side looks much like what you've been accustomed to, just rubble, things like that.
Well, I say we check this way out, since it's different.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So we'll continue down that way.
All right. So you guys move beyond the brazier. As you come around a bend, after about 40 feet of traveling in, you come around a bend. You go around one of these pedestals that seems to go from floor to ceiling. And it opens up a little bit, and you can see there are other caverns. 2 of them that lead off to the left, and one of them looks like it continues on. That's when you notice there is a skeleton lying on the floor. And it's lit by Franklin's torchlight as he comes in.
Well, that's probably not good.
I will investigate.
Okay. Franklin approaches. Go ahead and investigate.
It's okay. It's okay.
16.
Nope.
16?
No reason to freak out.
Okay. The skeleton is unusually clean. No remnants of any kind of flesh on it whatsoever. As you're kind of moving around it, though, you do find what looks to be the remnants of the hilt of a sword. The blade is completely missing.
I guess I'll just give that to Silver.
What am I supposed to do with this?
I don't know. Maybe we'll find the other half and get it fixed.
Okay.
I love it.
Put it in my bag.
In your bag?
Yep.
Okay. It seems like there are two pathways that lead to the left and one to the north.
Seems like we might get lost down here relatively easy if we're not careful.
Yeah, I don't want to get lost here. I really don't want to get lost here. Oh god.
Does anybody have anything that can mark our path as we continue forward?
I don't know what Raz has in her inventory. I'm sorry.
Nope. I don't have anything.
Yeah, I don't either.
I have an idea.
What's that?
I could burn the wax and drop little dots on the ground.
Sounds good. Since this is a relatively clean area, I think that would be a great idea.
Raz looks at Vix and says, "Vix, that's brilliant.
Thanks.
Are you okay?"
No.
All right, so are you guys going in there's two caverns, two cave entrances, looks like to the left, and they're only probably about 15 feet apart. And then you can see that the cave leads on as far as Franklin's torchlight will illuminate. I think it's pretty much farther than your dark vision can see as well.
120 feet. That's what my dark vision is.
Oh, your dark vision 120? Oh yeah, so it looks like it goes.
And I see normally
It
too.
looks like it goes off in the distance and turns to the right a bit. It goes down.
Well, you know they always say always start with the left tunnel first.
Oh, I heard that too.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
I heard if you're ever lost in a maze, you just hug the left wall, and eventually you'll get out.
Nice.
Great minds think alike. So I start walking down that left tunnel, the farthest left we can go.
Farthest left. Okay.
Yeah.
So Silver, I'm assuming that you would lead the way. You're in the front.
Sure.
Okay. I need you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Great. Dex. That's a 19.
Okay. You start to walk. And as you walk, you're walking forward. You almost feel like you just bump into something. And you watch as this ripple starts to appear in front of you. Almost completely clear at first. And then as you bump into this surface, you immediately just hop back. And you can see there is some kind of mass that goes floor to ceiling in this cavern.
Oh no!
Of this
Oh,
gooey
gosh.
substance that you just bumped into.
Oh,
God.
And you almost walked right into it. So I need you guys to roll initiative, please, because you guys are going against a gelatinous cube right now.
I almost died by one of those before. Give me PTSD over here.
And for those of you on Twitch who don't know what a gelatinous cube looks like, I think I have an image that's going to be popping up over the chat. I hope it works. I'm going to check my keep over. Yep, there it is. Boom, the gelatinous cube. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, what'd you roll, Silver?
A 1, so that's a 3.
That's a 3 for Silver. Okay. Vix, what'd you get?
21.
21. Nice. What'd you get, Franklin?
14.
14. I have no idea what Raz's initiative would be.
It's probably like a +4 or
It's
something.
gotta be something like that. Yeah.
3 or 4, I want to say.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll for her and see what she would have gotten. That's cocked. She and Franklin actually share initiative counts.
She has a better dex than I do.
All right. We'll say Raz goes second. So let me put some cool combat music on. Let's go with a battle theme. I like it. All right, folks. Gelatinous Cube has just tried to engulf Silver, and it is Vix's turn.
I forgot to get spells for my 3rd level.
Good job,
Forget
Jenny.
it. Forget it. All right.
While Vix is looking for his 3rd level spells, I just want to thank all of you in chat for being so awesome tonight. Thank you for all the bits. You guys have been great. I love all the the cool just storylines that you guys are all telling each other in chat right now, and it's great. So help Stumpy pick out a level 3 spell, please, chat.
All right, chat, you
Help
got
him.
it. You're
Help
picking
him.
my level 3 spell right now.
Pick Stumpy's level 3 spell. I don't have my level 3 spells in front of me. Let's see what chat says. I'm gonna see if I can get the chat on top of our gelatinous cube here, so that way we can see it in here. What did they? Oh, wait. Oh, MX Lip wants you to have hold person. Does hold? Does
wait,
hold person work on a gelatinous cube?
Not 3rd level spell, but 3rd level, spell slot.
The 2nd level.
So it's a 2nd level.
Oh, second level spell.
My 3rd level.
For his 3rd level spell slot. That's what we need.
I should have worded better.
Yeah, there you go. Victoria says invisibility. Is that a 2nd level or 3rd level spell?
I think it's
2nd level.
Yeah.
Invisibility.
Or Cloud of Daggers.
Oh, MX says use the spell kill gelatinous cube.
All right, we're taking invisibility.
All right. What would you like to do, Vix?
Action. I am never, ever hugging the left wall ever again.
I agree.
Viciously mocking the cube.
Viciously mocking the cube. Okay, that's Is that wisdom?
Yeah.
I'll re-roll that one because it was cocked. It was a good number. Rolled a 4, so I believe it fails.
It fails, and it takes a solid 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage.
And
Excellent.
it has disadvantage on the next attack roll, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't do that.
It bubbles and wiggles a little bit. that's really the only that's the only response that you get from the gelatinous cube, Vix.
All right.
All right. Technically, Raz would go. What do you guys think? Maybe Raz would jump back and shoot it with her short bow.
Probably.
And because Silver technically is standing right next to it, she has sneak attack.
Yep.
So she's gonna go ahead and attack it. I don't know what her bonus is to attack it. Probably 4, 6.
It's 2 plus her dex, so whatever you gave her
I'll say
plus on initiative.
I'll say it's a 6. And it hits as an arrow shoots into the gelatinous cube. That will deal, I believe she, with her sneak attack, is 2 extra d6, I believe. So that does 11 points of damage with the gelatinous cube as an arrow shoots into it. You can see some of the substance just splashes out onto the ground in front of you. Silver as it hits. Franklin, you are up.
I am going to use my bonus action to cast Shillelagh,
Okay.
and then I'm going to go up to it and I'm going to bap it with my staff.
Bap it with your staff. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Does a 21 hit?
It does.
Alright.
This thing is actually quite massive, and it's taking up the whole cave, so it's really easy to hit.
That's 7 damage. And this is bludgeoning, because I know it matters for gelatinous cubes.
Yeah, 7. You said 7?
Yes.
All right, 7 points of damage as you slam into it with your vine-covered quarterstaff from your shillelagh. It slams into the top, and you can see that it makes this ripple effect go out from the hole out to the edges of the cavern, just as this thing takes up the entire space. That ends your turn. Silver, I believe that would you want to take any more movement? You probably still have a little bit of movement left if you'd like.
I want to stay there.
All right.
I mean, unless I could get around to flank it, but I don't think I can.
The only thing that you could try would be go completely around to the other cavern and see if you could swing around to the other side, but there's no guarantee.
Nope.
All right.
I will just have to wait.
Okay, that brings us up to Silver.
Alright, well, as a bonus action, I am going to cast Branding Smite on my double-bladed scimitar.
All right.
And I'm going to attack
Okay.
this cube with it. That's a 15.
15 will hit. Roll your damage as you strike through the gelatinous cube.
It will take 4 plus 5, 9 points of slashing damage, which is magical now,
All right, nice.
and 7 points of radiant damage, and it cannot go invisible anymore if it could.
Okay, gotcha.
And it sheds dim light in a 5-foot radius.
Oh, so the gelatinous cube is now glowing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's cool. So as
Yeah.
you slice through, you watch as this purplish glow starts to emerge from your weapon as it slices through, and now the cut that you put down through the gelatinous cube is emitting this purple light out in front of you guys. And Vix is just amazed by the cool shadows it's making on the wall from you guys in combat with it. There's a shadow of a massive turtle with his quarterstaff ready for another strike. And that brings us up to the cube. Who is... Let's see, can it have more than one person engulfed?
I believe so.
All right, well then it's going to try to engulf both Silver and Franklin, since they're standing right in front of it. So it just starts to move through the tunnel. You guys need to make dexterity saving throws for me as it tries to suck you into its mass.
Does an 11 pass?
16.
You needed a 12, Franklin.
Oh. Well, what if I told you that's what I rolled on my die?
So, you guys watch as it moves. Silver, you're able to jump back as this thing is moving towards you. So you hop back about 5 feet, getting closer to where Vix and Raz are behind you in the tunnel. And you guys watch as Franklin is just sucked into this thing as it moves forward. Franklin is hovering a little bit, and it looks like he's completely engulfed in some kind of jelly form inside there. You are going to take 10 points of acid damage, Franklin, as your flesh starts to burn, and it doesn't feel very nice. And condition-wise, you cannot breathe, and you are restrained.
Okay.
That brings us to the top of the round with Vix.
Whew. Okay. Now Vix has shadows. He's going to put his candle down into the ground. He's going to Vicious Mock again, but this time he's going to do a little bunny in the shadows with his candle, and he's going to have his hand be the cube, and then the bunny hops over to the cube and eats the cube. And that's the Vicious Mockery.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Let me see how he fails.
Perfect. 1 point of psychic.
1 point of psychic damage and disadvantage on the next attack if it makes an attack. All right. Any movement or anything else that you would like to do there, Vix?
I will still back away. I've been told to relay to you that at the end of the enemy's turn, Raz would want to skirmish into a position that still allows sneak attack.
Okay. Excellent. Well, technically, still, Silver didn't move away from the creature, so it would give her sneak attack regardless. But now she's just got to be careful not to hit Franklin inside. So, yeah, she does just that. She moves around one of the sides of where the entrance was, where you guys walked in, and she gets her short bow back out and fires another shot, easily hitting the gelatinous cube for another 14 points of piercing damage as this arrow sinks in, and she is going to use her bonus action to try to hide. And hides pretty well convincingly around the corner. Because I think that's something that she would do.
Yeah.
All right, Franklin.
Okay, so do I have to try to get out, or can I try to continue to hit it with my quarterstaff?
What's the condition restrained say?
I don't know.
Let's find out. You are technically restrained. So if restrained allows you to attack, you may be able to attack with disadvantage.
I mean, to be fair, you're the best one to be in the cube because you can still breathe. Or, like, you don't have to breathe, I mean, because you have so much constitution.
A restrained creature.
And I have a hold breath ability.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So here's what you have. You have your speed is 0. Your attack rolls against the creature against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on all dexterity saves. That's all restrained says. So you can attack, but you'll make your attacks with disadvantage, which is strange because you're inside the monster.
You just wiggle.
Does the monster have any metal inside of it?
The remnants of metal that are floating around inside of it, you see a metal shield, you see a couple swords, you see a couple spear tips, but they all look like they're very much rotting away. There's still remnants of it.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna try to break out.
Okay.
And what do I make to try to get out?
A strength check.
Does a 16 get out?
All of a sudden, you guys watch as Franklin bursts out towards you guys. All this gelatinous cube liquid just spitting out all over the floor in front of you. You're just this slimy mess right now, Franklin. As you bust out of the front of the cube, you are freed.
And then
you have a bonus action and a movement.
I would like to wild shape into a giant spider.
Okay. You guys all watch as Franklin starts to get fur all over him, and 8 legs just sprout out from the sides of his shell as he transforms. He looks exactly like one of those spiders you fought in that cavern you found the dragon amulet in. And that is your turn, Franklin?
I'd like to move away.
Okay.
My new speed of 30, so it's the same.
Okay. So you're going to move away. It's going to go ahead and make a quick pseudopod attack against you as you try to run.
That's fine.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage because of the vicious mockery. Which is a good thing because he rolled an 18 and a natural 1. So
good, I'm glad he's away from me.
Yeah. So this spider just crawls right past you, Silver, and right near you, Vix. And you've got this massive spider. But you know it's Franklin. You've seen the transformation.
And I have shadows.
And
I'm comfortable.
You're calm. Excellent. Silver, you are up.
I am just going to make an attack on this creature, the scimitar. That's 26 to hit.
That will hit easily.
Oh, that's double fours. So that is a total of 13 points of slashing.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna turn around and make another strike with the other side of my blade with a bonus action.
Okay.
And that's a 14 to hit.
That will hit.
And that is 8 points of slashing damage. From that hit.
Nice.
And then I will also try to back away.
Okay. Yeah, you have no problem backing away. It had already used its reaction on Franklin, so you back away from it. How about, are you going to use your entire movement to back up?
I want to stay in front of Vix, but as far as I can, backing up towards him.
Vix, about how far would you say you would want to be away from this cube as you were doing your thing?
About 15 feet.
Okay, about 15? Okay. So, Silver's standing now in front of you about 10 foot away from the creature. And it is going to go ahead and take its turn. And it is looking like it's got these areas carved out from it. You can see this indented area where Franklin burst out of it. It's kind of indented back in because some of the gelatinous cube parts of it fell out onto the floor. It's looking, if a cube could look in rough shape, it looks in rough shape. As it moves forward, it's going to go ahead and try to make a pseudopod attack against Silver.
Armor class is 13 now, by the way.
Okay, it's 13 now? Excellent.
Yeah.
This is a +4. A 19 to hit. So that will strike you. And you will take... I'm going to roll this. You take 10 points of acid damage as this fist-like form just reaches out and smacks you right in the chest, Silver. And it moved up to attack you. I'm going to say it moved up right into your melee attack range. And that will end its turn, bringing us back up to Vix.
I'm gonna run forward with my dagger through Silver's legs and dive into the cube.
Nice! Go ahead, make your attack roll.
Just swimming through the cube with my dagger. Just through it. That's a 14.
A 14 hits. You can roll your damage.
I'm going to use one of my bardic inspirations to use psychic blades. Oh man, that's a lot of damage. That's 15 points of damage.
Okay, describe how this gelatinous cube dies, Vix.
Yes! I run under Silver's legs, I jump up, and I just glide all the way through the cube to the other side.
And
I land on...
It's kind of like popping a water balloon. As you do this, it just starts to just leak and just seep down all around you and just as a giant puddle on the cave floor. And it is no longer in existence. You have gotten rid of this gelatinous cube.
That's the craziest thing I've ever done before, and it felt great! Woo!
That was awesome, Vix. You should definitely keep that up. That was great.
Oh, but the shadows are gone now.
I'm still a spider.
You still have some shadows off of your candle.
Franklin's,
That's true.
Franklin's torch was put out when he got engulfed. And there's still a large spider hanging out with you. Raz seems to be a little freaked out by the presence of this spider. Even though she knows it's Franklin, it's still a little awkward.
I agree. Well, Vix, I think we should always go right from now on. You like that idea better?
Right is right.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we should continue this way though, since we cleared the danger.
No.
No. What if I keep walking with my sword out? That way I know if there's another one of these things.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna hug the right wall, though.
Okay.
Not the left.
That's
the
fine.
right one.
Okay.
Apparently, you cannot get out if you hug the left one.
I jitter as a spider.
I also think we figured out why everything is so clean.
Yeah,
This thing dissolves everything.
yeah, definitely.
At least the head was part of my inventory, so it kind of just melded into me, so the head's not there anymore.
You guys do notice that glimmering on the floor where the gelatinous cube was, it looks like various odds and ends coinage just lying all over the floor. Some of it must have been stuck. It's very clean and shiny. Surprisingly enough, most of the coinage didn't dissolve out. It just cleaned it.
Well, I guess we'll pick that up.
You guys get in total 84 gold pieces worth of mixed coinage from the innards of the gelatinous cube.
Wow.
Yep, that's 84.
Okay. And we'll continue walking down this tunnel. I'll have my scimitar pointing out in front of us, though, so I know if there's another one of these cubes.
So you're continuing on straight through this tunnel where you guys had come from before? And you guys had you watch?
Also, I'd like to point out, I have blind sight out to 10 feet.
Okay, blind sight out to 10 feet. Okay.
Yes.
Might as a spider or just as you yourself, as in
As a spider.
as a spider. Okay.
Mhm.
So you guys start heading forward. Franklin, in his spider form, is moving along. Silver's got his sword out. Vix dabbing little dots of wax onto the floor as you guys slowly move. Raz has an arrow knocked in her short bow as she sneaks into the shadowy areas of the cave. And that's where we'll pick up next week as you guys continue your delve into this vast cavern. Whoa, guys, you guys took down a gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
Last thing, because I have to do it every episode, I drop spider form and I cast mending on the candle.
So,
My candle is perfect again. Yeah.
your candle is now perfect once more. Ready to drop more dots onto the ground so you don't get lost in this cavern. Well done, everybody. Well done. And thanks once again, everybody who joined us tonight in chat. Don't forget to check out dicebard.com for all your gaming needs, especially all these awesome dice. I got this set that I've been rolling against these guys tonight through Dicebard. I know they might be a little bit hard to see, but they're a couple different colors. I think I might have a visitor visiting me. There. Hey, Weston.
Hey there.
Yeah, we're playing a game with my friends. You see? Everybody say hi, Weston. Yeah.
Hi, Weston.
Hello.
Don't know if his mom knows that he is here. Yep, there he is.
Hello.
There she
Hello.
goes. Bye, buddy. Love you. See you in a couple minutes. Yeah, that happens.
This just in, there was no Mystic Hour tonight.
No Mystic Hour tonight.
No Mystic Hour
everybody.
tonight.
No Mystic Hour tonight. So don't forget, maybe tune in next week. I think they're going to do part 2 of the Curse of Strahd cast.
Next week is Kingdom Hearts.
Hey,
The week after that.
Hearts. Hey.
The week after that is the second half of the cast of Curse of Strahd, I think.
Okay, gotcha. We'll post the schedule online. You'll see it on our Twitter, Christy Mystic Hours Twitter, Mystic Waters Twitter. We'll have it out there somewhere. So,
Who is that person again?
Christy Mystic Water, not Mystic Hour.
I don't know who that is.
What show is this again? Is this Insight Check?
We gotta go. We gotta go.
All right. I think Twitch chat is letting everybody know what is going on, so they'll get us all checked out. Don't forget tomorrow we've got Storm King's Thunder. Other than that, make sure you check out our schedule on our Twitter and also on our Twitch. So if you haven't followed yet, make sure you follow. And until then, hey, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. You never know when you might bump into a gelatinous cube. So Have a good night, everybody. See you next time.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.